Um, sorry, I'm trying to remember what I want to say. It's just great. Yeah, just immediately forget as soon as I hit the record button. Um, I forgot to do an article yesterday, and today I was going to do one, but screw it. She hasn't enforced it, so no point. I'll leave the article covering to Marcus. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I forgot, as per usual. So, middle review, Last of Us PS5. It's great. Because it's The Last of Us. I only have two things to say. One, Ellie looks weird, and I don't know how to describe it. She looks more like, I forget the name of the girl, but the girl from the movie 8th grade. Like in PS3 and PS4, she looked like Ellen Page. But now she looks like the girl from 8th grade. Let me just look up her name. It's one of the girls from Despicable Me. I know it doesn't like make a difference, like doesn't help anyone know who I'm talking about, but just want to throw it out there. Elsie Fisher looks like her to me at least. um, yeah. The second thing is that they've changed it up. Like, it used to be that you upgraded the strength of shivs with supplements, but now it's a training manual instead. Which, I mean, I prefer that, but it's like the fact that they're changing stuff around like that. Anyway, that's Twitter as of 26 to 7 p.m. No, it's school on Tuesday the 27th. Yeah, of September 2022. I read through a bunch of stuff in the Google Classroom, and then it started. They all started just not working. So I think I've read everything, but there's a couple of videos I need to watch. Then that'll be me. Well, I also need to read the illustrated essay, but you know. I asked Ellen what we did in media, and he just said, "Oh, it's on the Google Classroom." So I thought that, I wouldn't need to go to Sir and grab anything, but turns out I did. So I went, got to work, and he's like, ask Dylan for his, like, on top of the sheet, there was two post-it notes. I needed to ask Dylan what was on the post-it notes because it wasn't on the Google Classroom. Emailed him, didn't respond because apparently it doesn't like his email, so I went to someone else and got it. In mentoring, I found out that the two other people that I forgot to mention this yesterday. I got confirmation that that assistant that's been around a bit is the person that they said would be helping me at the start of the year. And I got confirmation from the fact that she sat next to me in study and was working on a laptop and it said her name. So, but anyway, turns out that I know that she works with two other people. Turns out one of them is one of my mates, which surprised me. Anyway, in mentoring, we just talked about personal statement again. And also what happened yesterday with Miss, but I didn't actually tell her what happened because it's, as I said yesterday, it's not, the teacher should get to decide who knows. Anyway. Well, wasn't much today, but that's a good thing. So, now, this Twitter, as of 24 to 7 p.m. Who has been suspended? Whoa, hold on. That doesn't sound right. In February 2022, Trudeau unleashed martial law and had Canadians beaten in order to avoid even talking about vaccine mandates. Now, in September of the same year, he has suspended those mandates. What science changed in those 7 months to warrant the change? Or maybe it is the politics. Hey, it's Jonathan Pye. What does he have to say? Person suspended as Labour MP after that place comments, if it's a place. What a stupid, race baiting, cunty thing to say on a day when Labour should be getting positive headlines across the board. Why can't the left talk about anything about coming back to gender, sexuality, and skin colour? You only lose when you do. Yeah, Jonathan has been pointing this out for 2 or 3 years now, nearly 3 or 4 years. Because he pointed out the reason why Labour lost as hard as they did in 2020, start of 2020, I think, is because their policy isn't the right word, but the way that all of them were acting was that if you disagree with them, they will try and shut you down, insult you, etc. Just not being civil. And John was saying, no, be civil so that we can kick the Tories out, but no. I'm saying, oh, keep going. You keep on being a prick than me. I'll keep on making sure that, well, I'm not going to make sure that no one votes for you, but I'm going to make sure I don't vote for you. And you're going to call everyone else a prick. Excuse me, and they're not going to vote for you. The problem with Jonathan Pye is that the right wing calls him a far left. Excuse my stomach. Just far left. And the left wing calls him far right, but he's neither. Like, he's left. Just period. Like, he is too slightly. Wait, oh, sorry. He agrees with all the current things and all the things in the past. Like, he was pro Remain. He supported Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election. He supported Joe Biden in the 2020 election. He supports, vaccine, masks, etc., Ukraine, all that stuff. But he, at the same time, he thinks that stuff like when the BBC say BAME and Marcus's arrest, he thinks both of those are stupid. Sex matters. What? Yeah, but what are we actually talking about here? Woman convicted of historic offences against children in Sussex. This is a male sex offender, Liberals. Oh, sorry, that was a period. Liberals and the Be Kind Brigade. Do you see any problem in describing him as a woman? John Stephen Dixon abused 5 girls and 2 boys who were aged between 6 and 15 years old between 1989 and 1996 in Crawley, Bexhill, and Ecclesham. Yeah, keep prisons single sex. Nige? Like, Nigel Farage, yeah. Okay. Oh god. What does Rolling Stone say? 100 greatest TV shows of all time. So, I'll be... Oh, that's not a photo. I mean, I was going to look at it, but I was going to look at the photo first. Because I see a couple things that I disagree with. Like, there's some shows there I like, but I don't think they're in the top 100. Right, so come on. No, but we'll just go for it. What We Do in the Shadows, not a good show. Oz, fantastic show. The Good Fight. I haven't seen it yet, but I will. The Odd Couple. I've never seen that version, but I've seen the version with Matthew Perry, which I like. Rick and Morty. I used to watch it, but the fan base ruined it for me with the like all the stuff with the Szechuan sauce. Like I just didn't want to associate myself with that. Squid Game. Squid Game's good. Wait, what's that mentioned in Disney Plus? Huh? I have never heard of this show. I have never heard of this show either. Oh, but show, okay. I've never seen it. Night show of Johnny Carson. Never seen it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I'm not a fan of uh, period pieces, except for Peaky Blinders, Boardwalk Empire, and Deadwood. Never heard of it. Why is there so many things I never heard of in here? I don't like Orange is the New Black. Just watch my worth. It's much better. Fargo is good, but I mean, it's currently it currently only has 4 seasons. The first season was fantastic. The second season is good, and the third and fourth seasons are crap. Alan Partridge is terrible. The only good Alan Partridge thing is Scissor Dial. Okay, I've heard of this one, but I've never actually seen it. Yep, the best comedy of all time. Band of Brothers is good. I know I've missed a show because obviously everyone knows Bob Odenkirk, and I know David Cross from Arrested Development. Sorry, took me a while. And I think there's something else he did that I've seen them in, but I can't remember. Sex and the City's crap. Never heard of it. Justified is good. Very underrated show. Didn't like Fraser. Never heard of it. I'm not a fan of procedurals from before the year 2000. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I've never seen an episode of Chappelle Show, but I've seen like clips. And the clips I've seen are hilarious. Faulty Towers is good. I'm not a fan of Dick Wolf shows other than FBI Most Wanted. I've never. I've right. I've heard that Jon Stewart was good, but he got replaced by Trevor Noah, and he was terrible. Or is. Girls is created by Lena Dunham, who is a terrible writer. I've never seen the Golden Girls. I have a massive amount of respect for South Park. The games, like the two Ubisoft ones, Stick of Truth and Fracture But Whole, are fantastic in both writing and gameplay. But I don't know why, but I don't like the show. Obviously, I know who Dick Van Dyke is, but I've never seen this show. Never heard of it. Oh, Ernest, I have, but I've never seen it. I've heard of it, never seen it. Jordan Peele is a massive racist. 6 Feet Under is good. Russian Doll's good. Community is terrible. Never seen *Halt and Catch Fire*. I haven't seen ER yet, but I have a feeling I'm not gonna like it because, pre-2000s procedural. The Office is crap. Barry's crap. X-Files crap. Why is this not? I'm not a fan of game shows. Obviously, Friends is good. The Shield is good. I've never seen My So-Called Life. West Wing's crap. Never seen Columbo. Never seen Letterman. Although he does invite Foster the People on quite a couple times, which I have massive respect for him for that. Never seen Insecure. Didn't like Battlestar Galactica. BoJack Horseman's good. Good Place is good. Curb Enthusiasm is crap. Never heard of it. Arrested Development is good. I've heard of I Love Lucy. Never seen it. Lost is crap. The Office US is crap. I'm not a fan of sketch shows. Like, I love the Monty Python movies bar Meaning of Life, but the show is crap. I know I'm saying crap a lot, but I'm just gonna say I'm gonna say all the crap ones are crap. I know I said that Community was terrible, but like I wasn't saying that it's more crap than all the other crap. I just said terrible. Don't know why. I feel like I repeat myself, but for this, I'm just gonna do it. Better Call Saul's good for the most part. Game of Thrones is good. Parks and Rec is crap. Never heard of it. Heard of it, never seen it. Deadwood is good. Never seen Sesame Street. I don't know. I might have seen MASH. I don't remember. Freaks and Geeks is crap. Watchmen is good. I'm not a fan of Star Trek except for the movies. And also Picard in the animated series, the original animated series. Heard of All in the Family, never seen it. I've seen all of 30 Rock, but I don't know why I did it. Because it's terrible. Like, it's not... There are some good moments. Like, the How Do You Fellow Kids, like that was fantastic. But other than that, no. That and the bit with she kissed like her cousin or something. And also the episode that Kristen Milioti was in. Her episode was great. What was it? Number 20. So you're saying it's funnier than Friends? May Destroy You, I've heard of it, never seen it. SNL is terrible. I don't know about the older SNL, but the current SNL, terrible. The Leftovers is good. Twin Peaks is bad. Never heard of it. Maybe I have, don't know. Didn't like The Americans. Fape is good. Twilight Zone is bad. Good. Never seen it. Bad. Bad. I've seen the first 2 episodes. I didn't like them. I'm going to watch the 3rd episode. So, I'm not going to make a comment on it yet. Bad. Top 5. Bad. Good. I'm sorry, Breaking Bad is not a good show. Number 2, The Simpsons. Why? I've never seen a full episode of The Simpsons in my life, but I've heard that the show went crap after season 7, and it's on 33, I think. It shouldn't be on that long. It's like Disney just like throwing away money. Sopranos. Right, I like The Sopranos. but it's a very overrated show. Until someone like Farage, let me say that again. Until someone like Farage launches a new party solely predict on forcing the Tories to crack down on immigration levels, nothing will change. But I mean, he's already made 2 parties. At least I think he found. I don't know if he found it UKIP, but I know he definitely found it the Brexit Party. But are they even still around? Because I mean, you know, they're the Brexit Party. They're a single issue party. Sorry, I'm yawning. I think that noise in the background might be music. I hope it's not copyrighted. I mean, if it is, like, you can't take me down. This is me reporting on politics.
Come on, you guys get it. Oh, come on, honey. I got a daughter with 2 kids in all states, so come on.
I just realized that that's Queen that they're playing in the background. But it's an instrumental version of Queen, so... Susan. Anyway, so... I feel like the people who defend Biden should honestly just start calling themselves simps. Because that's what they are. I mean, you know, he was saying some pretty suspicious stuff. And they're like, haha, it's so funny. You're so funny, Joe. He's kidding, right? No. He's at it again. Oh, dear Lord. I'm scared to say this. Like, why can't gay or lesbian twins have sex with or marry each other? Why is incest wrong between same-sex siblings? Right, incest isn't wrong between exclusively same-sex siblings. It's just wrong, like, period. But why are you making it about gay inbreds? Slippery Slope remains the undefeated champion. UK house price crash, homeowners' mortgage values could plunge by up to 40% in huge blow. And they'd still be overvalued in relation to wages. Newspaper reports that a sudden loss of pressure in free neutral gas pipelines between Russia and Germany is likely to have been a targeted attack carried out by either Russia or Ukraine. So as long as we're importing a medium-sized city's worth or more of immigrants every single year, house prices will never be affordable for anyone. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Western media strongly pushing the narrative that person will lose the election and then orchestrate a military coup to stay in power. Interested in what Brazilians have to say about this? The notion that right-wing candidate Meloni's victory in Germany represents a threat to Italian democracy or the return of fascism is absolutely fake news, according to the country's leftist former PM person. Senior Biden advisor declared that it is important to call out MAGA conservatives as people who essentially want to destroy the US. So, what do you recommend we do? Because Biden is on the border of saying to just completely kill them. Following Meloni's stunning election victory, her French counterpart has declared the EU will be vigilant against any threat to human rights posed by the democratically elected leader. Ask Damon, should I get my anti-vax friend's baby vaccinated without telling them? There's only one way that you can achieve that. You would have to kidnap the baby. So, you think that it's justified to kidnap a baby because you think you're doing the right thing. Actual headline. And yes, I agree that the baby parents are stupid for not getting the baby vaccinated. Like, he should get all his vaccinations bar corona. Shouldn't get the corona vaccine because that should be the baby's choice. But all the other vaccines, get them. Don't know why this isn't a video, but whatever. If you keep inflating demand without increasing supply, house prices will rise. If you keep importing a medium-sized city's worth of immigrants every year, house prices will rise. New podcast is up. Activist and citizen reporter Steve Laws joins me to discuss the horrendous state of UK border security and how mass migration is being used as a political and social weapon against the population. Want to be a disruptor like me? Continue to wear your mask in indoor public spaces, no matter what your government tells you to do. Well, masks are cool because it's cool to care about other people passing on. Right? The government isn't telling you to remove your mask. Right? The government said that the mask mandates aren't enforced anymore. You know, you're no longer required to wear a mask. That doesn't mean that they're telling you not to wear one. All they're saying is the people who don't want to wear one can now not wear one. If you want to keep on wearing one, you're an idiot, but that's your choice. Like Japanese soldiers hiding out in the jungle, still thinking there's a war on years after it ended. I don't like this, but whatever.
Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers. Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change.
Sorry, I didn't notice it was over. All I have to say about that is, what's up with the music? Like, oh, it's a reply. I'm not gonna bother translating all that, especially since it's from April. Not so funny now, is it?
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
But how will you do that exactly? Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
He has no idea what he's talking about. No biggie, just a major gas leak in Nord Stream 2 unexpected sabotage. It's a real mystery what's going on. I know I looked at this tweet, didn't read it, didn't look at the video, but I'm going to look at the video.
Said I would give Liz Truss every chance as Prime Minister. Indeed, I have. Her economic package with Kwasi Kwarteng. OK, the markets may not like it, but at least it's something conservative for the first time in decades. However, the day Boris resigned, I was told by a wealthy friend that the big guys had got together at White's Club and decided they wanted Liz Truss as Prime Minister. Why, I naively asked, did the big money want Liz Truss? Well, the answer was she'd be very easy to manipulate. And we've seen it in the last 24 hours. Her announcement that immigration, legal immigration into the UK...
Not the last 24 hours, the first 24 hours of her PM. I didn't read in the comments. Come on.
...is going to increase, not decrease, with so-called skilled workers, many coming from the Indian subcontinent. Tells you she's doing the bidding of the big money, because what they want is cheap labour. Never mind that the riots in Leicester and Birmingham were said by both the Hindu and Muslim communities to be caused by people who had recently come from the subcontinent. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about the Brexit promises. Don't worry about the fact that millions won't vote for you at the next election. She's done her bit by the big money. I see this as a complete betrayal of what Brexit voters wanted. How Suella Braverman can carry on as Home Secretary, given what Truss has said, I do not know. I promise you this, there's a huge electoral price to pay.
Headlines of immigration from the subcontinent provides cheap labour to big business. The Liz Truss immigration policy is betraying Brexit voting Tories and she will pay a big price.
When I first arrived to Toulouse by myself, I was like, oh, this is weird. Why did I do this? And then I found out...
Don't you just love it when people on TikTok just have the legal right to use copyrighted music, but when I do it in the Twitter segment because it's what they've posted, all of a sudden I'm this dangerous criminal who is breaking all the copyright laws. Went back and checked on that commune TikToker down in Guatemala. She broke up with her hippie boyfriend there and moved to Mexico to get her party on. So much for conscientious communities. And this is why traveling still isn't a personality. Netflix hit with backlash as tagging Jeffrey Dahmer series as LGBTQ despite Jeffrey Dahmer being gay. This is not the representation we want. Handmaid's Tale. So true, this show portrays all Christians so accurately. Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer. Right. The name of the show, like the full name of the show apparently is Dahmer. Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. No, you can't tag this series as gay just because he was a gay serial killer who lured a gay man to be murdered at his house. This casts a negative stereotype on the entire gay community. Just so it's out there, the guy that created the show is gay. It's Ryan Murphy, who also created American Horror Story. So I might watch it, but I'm not excited. No, I'm not gonna watch it. Bye. Authorities in Germany are raiding people's homes for online hate speech. This included someone who highlighted the hypocrisy and made fun of politicians. Another man who called the journal stupid and people who misattribute quote slippery slope. Man convicted of historic offences against children in Sussex. Yeah, where's this? Hi, Sussex Police here. Alright. We do not tolerate any hateful comments towards their gender identity, regardless of crimes committed. This is relevant to the crime that has been committed and investigated. Right, but what the problem is that this person who has XY chromosomes. They have a penis, probably. But definitely a very small one if they do. You know, that they transitioned into being women. They weren't born a woman. They're going to get sent to a women's prison. And they're going to rape and impregnate all the biological female prisoners. Thank you, Sussex Police, for protecting this child rapist from the trauma of being misgendered. Don't call Maloney a fascist when she hasn't even started work yet, while Biden keeps protesters in cages, raids opposition leaders, purges military, and censors anyone he dissents with his agenda in biomedical ethics. At 5:30 p.m. this evening, PayPal notified us that it has restored all 3 of the accounts it cancelled a couple weeks ago and apologised. Needless to say, we won't be using them again. PayPal now having them ban people, they eat it over their politics after a massive backlash. Paul, you're 40. Don't say yeet. Gonna be interesting to see if this sets a new precedent. Precedent. Whatever. Tony, thank you. Look you. The bio just says spaghetti now. And I had a feeling it was Maloney that caused this. Maloney chan, sorry, we're full. I say that a democracy. I'm not doing an Italian accent. I say that democracy is what separates us from the animals, but my cousin Polly thinks it's the Mediterranean. If you don't like the new female Italian PM, then you just a misogynist. My wife and Guma both agree with me. Hey, Maroe. Mamma Mia blocked and reported. Oh, for God's sake. So you support the 5 for 15 then? Higher minimum wages? Minimum wages are artificially rise supply. Price of living are cringe, so is busing in third world migrants to artificially depress wages. It's almost like the government is crap. Reducing the supply of labour is no different than artificially rising wages. Then let's reduce the labour supply so companies have to compete for it with higher wages. That'd be bad for the economy. But forcing companies to increase wages, therefore reducing profits across the board for every industry wouldn't. Those are both bad for the economy. But wasn't your solution to raise minimum wage? By the way, the problem with raising the minimum wage is that say a company hires 10 people and gives them £10 an hour each, and that is the legal minimum. But then the law gets changed so that the legal minimum is £20. That company now has to fire 5 people in order to be able to give £20 an hour to the 5 workers. Anyway. No, I'm neutral now. I'm pointing out that there's no difference between raising wages artificially by government mandating higher wages and lower immigration. They both raise wages above market level, although I'd wager restricting immigration is worse for the economy. I'd wager it isn't. You'd be wrong. I think you're wrong. I won't. Want to talk about it on stream? Topic, is immigration good for the economy? No. My opinion, correct. Your opinion, wrong. I just want to say this. That's the way you can see it is I'll bookmark it for now. Unhealthy, but it's plant-based cigarettes. As a left-wing activist, my priority is to make sure that multi-billion-dollar corporations in Silicon Valley are empowered to set the limits of acceptable speech. Some families have 2 moms or 2 dads. This is literally child abuse. Our God watches and judges for every move and fault. If you misbehave, he will know and send you to eternal pain. New skill anxiety disorders. Based in wholesome family values. The current grooming discourse. Right. Now, they say that some families have two dads or two mums. Isn't child abuse itself, but what it leads into is child abuse. And the difference between that and, teaching your children that God is watching and if you misbehave, you're going to hell is that even if God isn't real, it's still something that makes them behave. It's like a more extreme version of telling them that if they misbehave, Santa isn't going to give them any presents. That if they misbehave, they're going to go to hell. Evil acts you do won't go unpunished. Literal child abuse. I hate religion. 10-year-olds must learn that safe anal sex or make an irreversible decision about their bodies. Oh my god, this must be a human right that nobody should oppose. Just know, however you identify, your family will always be there for you. This is child abuse, you groomer. Remember, God is watching your every step and he judges your every action. And if you do something he doesn't like, he will send you to a land of fire, pain, and misery for eternity. Wholesome family values. If you thought that was cringe, Red Pain's literally copy-pasted that same meme with his terrible art style. Haha, wow, dude. I like his art style, it's nice. I've never heard of this guy before, though.